Oh boy, I can't wait to watch the new Sonic trailer. This is going to be a fantastic time. Can't wait to see how they've adapted this classic video game character into what is sure to be a fantastic movie.
Meow?
So you may have noticed, the internet has been abuzz with how god-awful Sonic looks in the trailer for his upcoming movie, Sonic the Hedgehog. Seriously, nobody thought that the blue monkey with human teeth here was a bad idea. Jesus. And as usual, I am several weeks behind on making a video, but this does mean that I'm in time for the news that the director has openly stated that they're gonna change Sonic's design. So, yay, little victories. And it also means that the film is now getting pushed back to February 2020. So at least we don't have to worry about the animators passing out at their desks from being overworked. Am I right? I mean, it's not like crunch is a hot button issue right now. So Sonic is going to get fixed, and all is good in the world, but I am here to bring up a simple truth. Even if they fix Sonic's design, the movie is, unfortunately, still gonna suck. But Mia, you scream. This is being executively produced by the director of Deadpool, Tim Miller, and Deadpool's great. And that guy who produced the Fast and Furious films? Yes it is. But ask yourself this, do you actually know what a producer does? So, a director is the creative control of a film. We all know this. They're the drivers of a project. They craft the film's look, the film's feel, they direct the actors, and more. It's pretty simple stuff. However, the producer is different. They usually get a project off the ground, find an IP they like, gain the rights, option a script, hire a writer, a director, the whole shebang. They're kind of like Charlie to Charlie's Angels, or kind of like Knuckles in that god-awful Sonic Forces game. In fact, they also raise the money to get the project going from various sources, one of which includes the executive producer. Now, an executive producer, on the other hand, doesn't have to have done anything but invest in the project. And while you can make a case for Deadpool being super awesome, it doesn't mean that Tim Miller has any real creative input on the project. He's just likely investing money into the film. And think about it. Would you have really chosen the producer of The Fast and the Furious to produce Sonic the Hedgehog? I mean, what does this have anything in common with this? Oh wait, I think I get it. Because cars are fast, and Sonic is fast. They're both fast, right? So that makes perfect freaking sense. But hey, let's not overreact, I could be wrong. Let's take a look at who's writing the film. Let's just check out the IMDb page, and what do we have here? 8 whole writers? What? Oh, okay, that's including the free game devs who actually created Sonic. That makes sense. So they're obviously responsible for characters. But still, that leaves like 5 whole other writers. So who the heck are these guys? First up, we have Patrick Casey and Josh Miller, responsible for the actual screenplay. Why do I pair them together, you ask? Well, because they seem to be attached to the hit. They share almost every project on their IMDb pages. And the first thing that catches my attention here is this 2003 classic film called Hey, Stop Stabbing Me. Let's take a quick look at this masterpiece.
Dude, what are you doing here?
Hey, I'm out of school now. Graduated.
Entering the real world, like me, huh?
Okay, so maybe it kind of looks like one of my personal college media studies projects from way back when, but of course, far be it from me to judge the duo on something they wrote and acted in 16 years ago. That seems a little unfair. So let's see something more recent. And the only notable project in their repertoire seems to be Golan the Insatiable, a cartoon show from 2013. And as far as TV cartoon shows go, it looks fine. It seems like a low-key ripoff of the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy to me. I watched the first episode, and it's actually not as funny as The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. The show itself is about a demon called Golan who gets summoned to suburbia by this kid. Many of the jokes revolve around Golan and the kid threatening to do vile and horrid things, and nobody actually takes them seriously. The show leans heavily on trying to appeal to an edgy audience. For instance, the jokes are pretty crass and one-note and pretty lowbrow, and after watching the first episode, only one joke actually got a chuckle out of me.
Fine, let's just watch live television, like poor people.
Which, to be fair, I thought was actually funny. Regardless, the show ran for 2 seasons to generally milk-warm reviews. The New York Times saying, "The show is passably amusing, but nothing that's likely to stick with you." Which I can totally agree with. But not all hope is lost, right? I mean, we have Oren Uziel here, who also worked on that screenplay. And this guy worked on 22 Jump Street, which is, in my opinion, hilarious.
My name's Jeff.
Oh, there were several other writers on 22 Jump Street. And apparently he's also responsible for writing The Cloverfield Paradox, which received less than favorable reviews and only garnered an overall score of 37 out of 100 on Metacritic. Well then. But regardless of that, there are 2 other writers in charge of the story, Evan Susser and Van Robichaud, who, to be fair, his name sounds almost like Robotnik, so that's a good sign, surely. And looking at their writing creds, they actually worked solely on a feature film, Fist Fight. I saw the trailer for Fist Fight, and it was a trailer. It had lots of trailer things. I actually never ended up seeing that film, because after I had watched that trailer, I completely forgot about its existence. But I bet it had rave reviews, and certainly wasn't ever described as a complete failure for at least an hour and a half of its running time. Okay, so it's likely the script is gonna suck. But let's say it doesn't suck. Let's say that this turns out to be a cavalcade of capable writers who end up producing a decent script. Well, then we'll have to consider the man of the hour, the one, the only, the director, Jeff Fowler. He's been pretty vocal on social media recently about wanting to get things right for the fans, so you would hope he has the experience and craftsmanship to carry this movie. So it's kind of surprising to learn that he has only one other directing credit. That being the short animated film called Go for Broke, which you can watch right here on YouTube. Like I did, whole 4 minutes and 18 seconds of it. And it's also not great. It's the most run-of-the-mill, unfunny, slapstick cartoon humor that I've ever seen. And I'm gonna sum it up here so you don't have to sit through it. Gopher wants food. Gopher uses method to get food. Other animals eat food. Gopher angry. Rinse, repeat. Oopsie, Gopher gets sat on by cow. That's literally it. Then the credits roll. So yeah, an incredibly unoriginal, unfunny, short animated film about a small rodent creature that definitely doesn't make me worried about the Sonic movie at all. Wait a minute, this short was also executively produced by Tim Miller? Wait, does that mean that Jeff Fowler was only pulled onto Sonic the Hedgehog at the whim of Tim Miller? Who, as we've established, is more than likely to have fronted a bunch of money for the project. No, I can't be right. Wouldn't that be like nepotism? I don't know. Okay, so ignoring that, Jeff Fowler was also a writer on another animated short called A Gentleman's Duel, and maybe that's better.
Ah, my lady, your grace is matched only by your boobies. I mean, beauty.
Oh, okay. So yeah, every single person that has any real creative input on this movie doesn't really have the credits to give me any faith in making a decent Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And let's face it, even from the trailer you can kind of tell that Sonic the Hedgehog looks like every other live-action CGI crappy movie released in the last decade. Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Smurfs, Yogi Bear, the list goes on. All incredibly schlocky, formulaic films of no real substance or meaning. Just colourful films with no real plots to keep the kids zombified in front of the screen for an hour and a half. Just the fact that they got Sonic's design so wrong is completely telling of how bad this film is going to be. If they couldn't be bothered to get Sonic's design right, do you really expect them to craft a story that represents Sonic's world correctly? Now, I'm not going to sit here and break down what exactly is so wrong about the Sonic trailer. It's pretty self-evident, and the YouTuber Radical Soda actually did a really good breakdown on their channel, so I encourage you to go check that out. But it did give me some pause to try and figure out what the film is going to be, and to me, it's probably going to work out like a 2-hour adaptation of Wile E. Coyote versus Roadrunner. Basically, it'll be almost an hour of Eggman setting up traps for Sonic and getting foiled at every turn. Obviously, I'm not saying that's all it will be. Clearly, it'll be more complicated than that, but it will be pretty straightforward and dumb. My best guess from the trailer is that it'll be something stupid like Robotnik using Sonic's inherent new electrical powers to generate more powerful robots in his bid to take over the world, and Sonic has to put a stop to it. There's the section of the trailer where Eggman is studying one of Sonic's electrical spines, and he's got it in his lab and stuff, and then later you see his Eggman ship with blue energy instead of red energy. So clearly he's going to be using Sonic as a basis of improving his own robots. Which isn't the worst idea in the world, but I just don't think it's gonna be that interesting, and it's not really gonna tie into the games that much. It's gonna suck. It's not gonna be a faithful adaptation, unfortunately. I mean, Sonic even says, "Gotta go fast."
Gotta go fast.
Never before has Sonic said, "Gotta go fast," other than the opening theme of Sonic X and a self-referential joke in the Sonic Boom cartoons. But other than those two specific examples, I can't think of one other time that Sonic has ever said, "Gotta go fast." Oh my god, now it all makes sense. They turned the Sonic meme into the movie. This is gonna be amazing! Hey friendo, make sure you leave a like on this video and comment underneath with how bad you think the Sonic movie is going to be. And if you really love me, you could back me on Patreon to keep these videos coming. I still can't monetize any of these videos yet, so it'd be really cool. Also, follow my Twitch and Twitter and all that stuff. Okay, bye!